These edits are gonna be great. Well, it has been a minute since I've had one of these lovely little sat chat videos, but today I want to start like a kind of a series that I've been thinking about doing, and it is called What I Learned During My First Job Outside of College. I hope you like that, because that's what I got. So the first thing I want to talk about that I learned from my first job after college is sometimes telling people everything you can do can be a bad thing. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. When I say it's a bad thing if you start over accommodating your job. So say there's a position that they need to get filled, but you know the work needs to get done and they just haven't found the right person for it, and you're like, yo, I can do that. Like, I know how to set up websites, but your main job is to actually, I don't know, your main job is to do something that has nothing to do with the internet, okay? You like customer relations or something, I don't know. So you tell them they need somebody that will update their website, and you're like, oh, I know how to do that. Granted, if you do it 1 or 2 times and then they hire someone, that's fine. But if you start doing it almost every day, and then you notice that their sense of urgency of finding someone to fill that position has diminished, that's when you need to have a conversation with them. Like, you need to be able to walk up to your boss, your like superior, like your direct supervisor, and say, hey, I am more than willing to, you know, help out where I can, but I've noticed that you all aren't looking for someone to actually do like this job. And in me doing this job, I haven't been doing what you hired me for. So I need you guys to either help me do this or continue to look for someone to fill that position. Because what'll happen is they'll start to expect you to always do that. And they'll expect you to come in and do 2 jobs, and they're only paying you for 1. Now, if they say, oh, well, we would like to hire you for the position and you get a pay raise and you also, you know, like get help with what it was that you were doing before, 100% go for it. Like, I am with you on being better and beneficial to your company and everything that they do. But if they're not offering to pay you more, they're not giving you more time to get done what you actually need to get done, you're in a danger zone. Because like I said, they'll get comfortable. And what'll happen is then you'll start to get in trouble for not doing what you were supposed to do with your original job. You'll start hearing things like, oh, you take initiative but you're taking on too much, or we don't want you to be involved in all these things. But they'll tell you they don't want you to be involved, and when you stop doing it, it becomes a problem. And that's because you've opened up that door where they're like, we know you know how to do this, why aren't you doing it? So that's why I say sometimes telling them everything you can do could be a bad thing. Now, this also is very scenario based. Like, I'm speaking directly from working in fashion, and when you tell them that you know how to do 10, 12, 14 things, they're gonna look at you like, cool, do those 10 things. And then when you ask for more money, they're like, no, you said you could do it, you never asked for more money. So you have to be upfront too. Definitely learned about being upfront. So don't tell them everything that you can do, and be upfront. Because if you want more money, tell them. I'm telling you right now, performance-based is real and it's great, but when you get to a point where you're doing 10, 12 things, and you're realizing that you're only being paid for one thing, you're only being paid for one thing, that's a problem. That is a problem. Because I'm telling you, they will take full advantage of that. Full 100% advantage of it. Don't overextend yourself. There is a such thing as multitasking, which is great. Most jobs say that they need you to be able to multitask, work in a high-paced environment. You need to know your limit. I didn't know my limit. I just went in and I was like, what? I did everything when I was in high school and in college. This is nothing. I can do everything. No, you can't. I get it. There are people that are so good at doing like more than 2 things at a time, and that's great. I believe in you. You teach me. Come walk over to my corner, whisper in my ear your little life trade secrets and everything, because I could use it. Because other than that, you are not meant to do 5 things at once. I'm pretty sure there's some scientific study where it shows that multitasking is actually hurting you, because once you switch tasks, I think it's like 5 or 10 minutes it takes for you to get your brain wrapped back around what it is that you were just doing. And again, if you can do this in like a minute, holla at your girl. I need help. Okay, I've been trying to do it. I did it for a while. It ain't working no more. So you got some tips? Give me some of your tips now, please. Thank you. You're amazing. Yeah, self-care in the job is real. If you're overextending yourself, you are not caring about yourself. You are working yourself to death for somebody that could quite possibly tomorrow say, hey, you know what? It ain't working. They will let you go and not even bat an eye. And if you ain't been there longer than, 3 or 6 months, you're not giving them no severance pay. They're not paying you nothing after that. That's, well, you know, we gotta let you go. We're an at-will employer. You gotta go. It's just like, I'm sorry, say what? Come again. Come again. So do not kill yourself for these people, okay? Don't tell them everything that you know how to do. Be upfront. And self-care in the job is key. Care about yourself. Yes, you're going here, and yes, you're doing this for a check, but that check has nothing to do with how you feel when you leave that office or wherever it is that you may work. Love yourself. Anywho, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back next Saturday, possibly with another addition to this segment, or it might be something totally different, but I think I'll just run this for a second just because I just finished my first job and I'm still, you know, processing, and every day I'm thinking of a new thing that I'm learning being inside of my second job. So next week will be a surprise. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments down below, any feedback that you have, something that you might want me to talk about in the future. And as always, I will see you in my next video. Bye.